Welcome to the final weekly check-in of the month-long detox challenge I've been doing. Hope you guys have been doing something as well to do those little 1% incremental changes towards bettering your life. I don't know, what am I saying? Sometimes I try to sound good and then words. Okay. I have been working up my motivation for the last 45 minutes, maybe half an hour. You'll have to excuse any doors slamming, banging noises. The siding is being replaced on this house and it's really windy outside. I'm really disappointed that I can't film this afuera de la casa in the fresh air, but I have struggled so much with audio. It's already Monday and I should have filmed this on Saturday. So, enough with that all out of the way. Let's get into it. Remember, this was gonna be a hardcore, all-in, great last week. I think I mentioned briefly last week, Saturday, I already went out to eat with my grandma and it was great, and we both got ice cream afterwards, because how can you go to Culver's without getting ice cream? Totally could have avoided it. I totally could have not gotten ice cream, but I savored every single bite of that. So good. Sunday did good though. Monday also did good. El lunes in the evening, I wanted something so bad. I don't know why I even looked in the freezer, because I knew there was gonna be ice cream in there. Opened it up. Yep, there's ice cream. Closed it. Opened it, closed it. Got a bowl. I got some blueberries out of the freezer, put them in the bowl. And I had blueberries and cottage cheese. And if you have never tried it before, try it. Wild blueberries, so good. It was way probably better than ice cream. I really love ice cream though, but it was delicious. I enjoyed it and it got rid of my craving. Tuesday and Wednesday, I did good. No sugar. Thursday, I went grocery shopping and I was staring at all the stuff. You know, they put junk everywhere in the middle of all the aisles, on the edges of all the aisles. And it was very strange how I habitually wanted to go and buy those things, but I didn't actually feel like the craving or the need to buy those things. Potentially it could have been because I knew I could eat whatever I wanted on the weekend because I was almost done with the challenge, but it was a weird thing, and I've gone back and forth between really craving at moments and really not caring at other moments. Friday, we did this 7-hour drive again, went to visit family, and went with my parents, and my mother offered me a brownie, and I didn't say no, and I savored that brownie, and I had a terrible stomachache that night. What do you know? I also got ice cream too. So with sugar, I believe it's not the sugar itself that is causing me stomach aches. We know that sugar is inflammatory, and inflammation in the body of course causes issues, but potentially it's more the fact that avoiding sugar also cuts out other bad things from my diet. Saturday, same thing, gorged on junk. Sunday, same thing. All 3 days, and actually even into today, Monday, because I'm still digesting all that junk, suffering the consequences of that. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Remind yourself it's not worth it. Eat some good kind of fruit and sugar and sweet stuff instead of junk. Oh man. Moving forward, I hope I will remember this and I will choose the better option each time, and also cut back when I have the option to just gorge on junk food. I think that having done this, even though it wasn't 30 days straight, because obviously I missed several of the days, it was a big kind of chunk of time where I cut way back on my consumption of sugar. So bringing it back into my diet, I really noticed the difference that it makes. Así que quiero seguir with way less sugar and a healthier diet so that I feel better. Like, who wants to go through the day feeling like crap? Not me. I'll have to come back to this video and remind myself of that. Next time I'm craving something like crazy, I can just eat like a handful of M&Ms or like a handful of nuts with maybe a couple of M&Ms. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, you know? Okay, intermittent fasting I've been doing really good on, and I believe, it's kind of hard to tell the differences that it has or has not made. I know for sure that the fasting window being that long doesn't make a difference towards the stomach aches, because I have still been keeping a pretty 12 plus hours. I did 14, 13, 13, 14, 14, 11, and 13 hours throughout the week. And even on the weekend when I got stomach aches, I still kept, a 12-hour fasting window. So that does not make a difference for the stomach aches. And I don't know if you can tell, I've been struggling with bumps on my face, which I've never had any sort of acne or face anything before. So this is very strange to me. And apparently the intermittent fasting is not making a difference for that, because it's just been the same for a month or so now. It's probably a few months, but it's hard to know what else is going on though on the inside of your body. No sé. Side note, I'm not supposed to be saying I don't know, so I said no sé. But since I said it in Spanish, I'm keeping it in because it's Spanish. On Saturday, again, this was, I filmed last week's check-in on Sunday when I went all in. So last Saturday, I did watch videos for no reason and listen to music to boost my mood, and also listen to some positive affirmations on YouTube. So yeah. On Sunday, I had plenty of meditation time, sitting with my thoughts, journaling. It was a very lovely Sunday. And I did mention last week, no more listening to the radio for me. I don't know if I'll ever listen to it again unless somebody else in the car has turned it on. It's just not worth it for me, really not. On Monday, I listened to music and I listened to a podcast while I was cleaning, and then I spent the evening really enjoying myself, relaxing. I took a really long sauna, I went swimming, looked at the stars, watched the sunset, went for a walk. And then once I went indoors for the night, I just stared out the window at the beauty of nature and the lake. Me encanta esa vida, being by the lake. Tuesday, I listened to music quite a bit, and then I realized that I would lose myself in thought at some points. So I would turn off the music so that I could let my thoughts run and kind of focus and not just have background noise for no reason. Probably most ideally, I would journal when I got into that mode, but I can't always just whip out my journal in the middle of anything I'm doing. Wednesday, I didn't really know what to do with myself. I'm gonna touch on this kind of at the end of the video. Anyway, I did a bit of a brain dump on Wednesday evening, where you just, write all your thoughts out basically on paper. And I could have kept going for pages and pages and pages and pages probably, but I didn't. I just had 3 pages to write on. But I do think that my brain settled down a little, and so Thursday I felt much more chill in my brain. Friday, music. And this whole week I haven't been on social media, I don't think. I didn't write it down every day, but Friday I did write no socials. I haven't even been going in there to check messages or anything. Overall, I've been doing really good in this area, especially the journaling is helping, like I said. En el futuro, I would like to continue to keep journaling and drawing and doing creative things and spending time in nature and quieting my mind, meditation, listening to music for good reason, not just to have something on in the background. And I believe this is pretty well implemented already, and I don't think I'll struggle with having to continue with it. Might have to remind myself sometimes that, okay, your brain is kind of full, let's sit down and brain dump a little bit, or meditate, or whatever the case is that I need. I feel good about this area of improvement. Saturday, I went on a 30-minute walk. Sunday, walked for at least an hour. Monday, I did a 25-minute walk, plus I reached 10,000 steps because I was on my feet most of that day. Tuesday, I was on my feet all day, and then I did karate in the evening, which I sweated pretty good at that. Wednesday, I did a 25-minute, on Wednesday, I did a 25-minute power walk, and I keep forgetting to put bug spray on when I go to walk in the woods. Ugh, Bugs City. Thursday, I did karate, and that's an hour-long class. And it's not always super active, but I counted it as my exercise for that day because I didn't end up going for a walk. And Friday, we went driving right from work for 7 hours plus, so I did not go on my walk that day, which is really good for me, and I feel better when I do go on a walk every day or exercise. So I'm going to do my best to continue doing this, even on some days where it doesn't feel super convenient or I don't feel like I have that much time. Saturday, then, I didn't really feel like I had a good time to go for a walk, and I ended up, this may sound bad to somebody, but we were visiting at someone's house, and when you're visiting somebody, usually you're just sitting on the couch, chatting away. So I was like, anyone want to go for a walk? I'm gonna go. So I got up and me fui a caminar all by myself. It was a lovely walk. I wish somebody would have joined me, yes, but oh well. Was it rude to get up and leave? Maybe. Sorry. I needed it and I felt better after. I need to change my battery. Saturday and Sunday I had no alarm, and then what I did for Monday was I changed my alarm to, instead of your typical meh, meh, alarm sound that everybody hates, I put it to play from an album on Spotify, which is funny because now every day when my alarm starts going, it buzzes for a little bit first and then the song starts playing. So I wake up from the buzzing of like the vibration of my phone. I still don't really get to hear the song, but then I turn off the alarm and put the music going and get out of bed. I also open my curtains, so they're almost always open now. I rarely shut them because I have preferred to fall asleep just staring out the window at the stars, if there's any, because it's been quite cloudy. Y me despierto with the light of the morning sun. I have been sleeping really well. I mean, the sun comes up at like 5:30 probably. I haven't been waking up until around 7:30, but it's really nice to just open my eyes and stare out the window. I keep the windows over there, so I just love that. I love it. Just to open my eyes and the nature is right there. The sunshine and the trees. I just love it. Tuesday, I didn't have an alarm because I ended up Monday night staying at my parents' camp so that I could clean their rental. And so I didn't have to get up early on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I was so tired. I did wake up at 7:30, but then I fell back to sleep. And when my alarm rang, turned it off, stretched, got up. Some days my stretching is just, okay, I want to lay in bed a little bit longer. Let me just drag this out for a while. And sometimes my stretching is just like intentional, let's wake up these muscles and bones because they've been stuck in one position all night. I tend to sleep pretty still. I don't throw limbs all over the place like some people. My children. Thursday was so tired again. I woke up at 7:30 again and just went back to sleep. And then once my alarm rang, I was working so hard at just positive thoughts in my brain. Today's gonna be a good day. It's time to get up. Thanks for a good night of sleep. Thanks for another day. Like I was pulling all the trying to be grateful and just, whew, that was a piece of work. Tan temprano de mañana. Does that make sense to say? And Friday, I got up pretty chill with my alarm, just thinking about the day ahead because we were going to be traveling and it was going to be a good day. Moving forward in this area, I would do good to figure out maybe the night before something that I'm looking forward to doing during the day, something that excites me enough to make me want to get out of bed. And this doesn't always work, I know, because it's like, well, I can still do that thing, but I don't have to get up yet. Like I want to sleep for 10 more minutes, you know? Also, I believe it's times of the month that you get more tired and need to sleep more too. So far, like I said, today's Monday. So far, so good. Last night we got home at 1:30 a.m. I slept for 6.5 hours, got up at 8, and I felt fine. So overall, I've realized that I've had way much more time. I've had way more time because, first of all, not having sugar means I'm not having random snacks. So when I have a craving or like a moment of boredom where I don't know what to do, I used to go to the cupboard, go to the kitchen, go to the fridge, and I haven't anymore because most things that I'm craving to eat are just sugar foods, junk foods, not necessary at all. And the other thing is the intermittent fasting. After I eat supper at night, I'm not eating anymore until breakfast. So I don't even think about, a snack time or any random things after that, which I have spent much, oh my gosh, plenty of time on previously because obviously it takes time to eat and snack and prepare and clean up. So, hello?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I can't remember if I left off in the middle of a thought right there. No sugar, the intermittent fasting, and the no social media, wow, makes such a difference. I feel like I have so much time. Sometimes I sit here and I'm like, what should I do with myself? I don't know what to do with myself. It makes the evenings after work feel so much longer. Like, wow, I have all this time. And yes, I have been spending quite a bit of time outside, so that fills in a lot of that other time in a much more healthy way, if you ask me. Overall, everything, I said more time. I've not been having stomach aches, which was one of my goals. Let me go over my goals list here. One thing I would like to improve, which I kind of touched on but didn't really do throughout this challenge, was more whole foods and less packaged foods. I feel like I need to be one of those Blue Apron, Hello Fresh box food people because I struggle at groceries and taking meat out of the freezer to cook the next day and planning meals. And man, I've loved having a meal kit delivery service. Intermittent fasting, like I said, has helped me drink more water, so that's cool. For the no background noise and social media and stuff, I have wanted to be more present. Oh my goodness. I want to be more present con la vida que tengo in front of me, this reality that I'm living in. And I said I find I have a lot more time for this when I have a clear, uncluttered mind, which, yeah, and sometimes when I have a cluttered mind, I need to go in fresh air so I can unclutter it. It also has been great to be avoiding social media because there have been things that bother the heck out of me. I said I wanted to enjoy food more, like slow down and be present with my meal, but I have been eating so fast lately. And even when I don't have anything to distract me from my food, I'm like eating way faster than my normal. And I'm a slow eater, and I'm still a slow eater even when I eat fast, but I feel like I'm choking it down and it's just not fun. So yeah, just being more intentional about what I'm listening to, what I'm consuming, reading, podcasts, videos, all that. Exercise, obviously, I mean, we hear it millions of times, and it's true. Exercise helps us feel better. Just feel like I'm sleeping better, tired out by the end of the day after I have worked out in a day. I'm feeling stronger, less flabby, feel more confident about my body, and it's just good, all good. Even though it's really hard to make myself work out sometimes. And then, as I had mentioned about the getting up after turning off my alarm, it is very good for me. And I notice my mornings are way better when I don't have to rush through breakfast and everything else. So yeah, I have gotten out of this experimental detox challenge what I wanted to. Mostly what I have expected, and I hope to continue with healthy habits into the future. Maybe I will have to do a reset at some point again to remind myself of the benefits of healthy habits. We'll see. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something maybe. Maybe you'll want to implement something as well, and let me know how it goes if you do. See you next time. Bye.